Hello you guys, welcome back to Channel Claire. Hope that you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy world. Now, I wanted to do this video because I just saw the news about Wendy Williams. I'm not shocked or surprised because I figured something was going on given all the things that have been happening with Wendy. And when we did see her, she didn't seem like she was in the best shape, so I knew that there was definitely something going on with her. But hearing of the news, it's really sad. It's really sad. And let me get this up, so I'm gonna try to pronounce it correctly. She is 59 years old and has been diagnosed with aphasia frontotemporal dementia, so a form of dementia. And I believe they were saying this was the same dementia that Bruce Willis has. And it's so sad. And the fact that this new two-part series is coming out this weekend about Where is Wendy, and I just saw a even more extended clip where she does not look as Wendy typically would look. She's talking to Black China, and they're having a conversation and all. I have so mixed feelings on this documentary being done. Like, was Wendy in the right mind to give approval and permission for this to be done, for her to be filmed and this to be put on Lifetime? Like, was she really there with it all when these plans were being made? The fact that her family really can't get in contact with her right now is just, it would be devastating if I were her family member to know that she has this dementia and her family can't get in contact with her right now. I probably would be in somebody's police department, because I'd be having a effing fit, a complete fit. So I just don't understand why. I really hope Lifetime cross their T's and dotted their I's, because I'm looking at this clip here of Wendy, and I'm not even going to share it. OMFG Reality TV put it up, and it literally breaks my heart, exactly, because China is praying for Wendy. And Wendy, just, if you happen to see this clip, she doesn't look the best. Hi, Blair, all in the camera. You want to say hello? Yeah, so in the clip I'm referencing, China is sitting with her. They're having a conversation. China is just relaying to her, like, look, like, I'm going in a different path with my life now. I'm figuring things out. I just wanted to let you know, thank you so much for always being real with me and telling me how it is. You've always really cared. It seems like China really sees her as like this motherly figure and someone that she respects. And they're having this conversation, and Wendy's looking at her, and you could just tell she's not all there. And she goes on to say that, my real name is Wendy Hunter. And she's saying, like, she's divorced, and she had a husband and he has no money. And Black China's kind of like, I know. And, at the end gives her a hug and everything. But it's like just a heartbreaking scene. Wendy has her wig off, which we know is just part of her whole persona, her image, Wendy in her wigs. She has her wig off. This two-part series I'm going to watch is going to be really rough getting through, I'm sure, for a lot of people who have watched Wendy over the years. And I'm like, why am I over here getting all emotional? Okay, sorry about that, but I did find an article done via People yesterday. It was posted yesterday, yeah. They're giving an exclusive because Wendy's family is speaking out, and they're letting us know about this shocking and heartbreaking struggle she's been having for the past 3 years. It says the former talk show host's sister, niece, and brother revealed the battle over her future in this week's People cover story. It's been 2.5 years since Wendy Williams asked her final, "How are you doing?" on TV, and since then, the larger-than-life personality has remained mostly quiet as rumors have swirled about her well-being. Now, Wendy's family is speaking out for the first time. They're letting us know about this dark period that's been going on in her life and all the gossip that has surrounded her. They say, "We've all seen the images over the last few months and really few years of what has seemed like a spiral for my aunt," says William's niece, Alex Finney, or Finey. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. She also appears in the new Lifetime documentary, Where is Wendy?, premiering on the 24th. It is shocking and heartbreaking to see her in this state. So this is what I wanted to know, because I'm like, how did this start? Like, if she's been having these issues, how did this even begin? But this answers the question, okay, about the documentary. It says, when the Lifetime documentary crew began filming in August 2022, it set out to follow Wendy's comeback as she was preparing to launch a new podcast. So she was preparing to get back to work again. So seemingly at that time, she was in her right mind and wasn't having these struggles, potentially. And so if she was able to like be preparing to do a podcast, so that's good to know that when they started filming, she was in a good way, a decent way, and they weren't taking advantage. The film quickly evolved into something entirely different as the crew captured Williams, who served as an executive producer on the project, in the throes of an alcohol addiction. I remember seeing that from one of the clips. She had drinking like a full bottle of vodka, and she was telling, I think it was her son, she was telling her son to put the bottle down, because he was asking, did you drink all of this? So it's going to show that, and struggles with her health issues, including Graves' disease, an autoimmune disorder that can cause bulging eyes, lymphedema, and conditions that cause swelling of her feet. A particularly gut-wrenching scene shows Wendy, who turned 60 in July, asking her driver to take her past the former Wendy Williams studio, forgetting that he had done so only moments earlier. So I guess this is when they start realizing something's not quite right concerning her memory, because he had just taken her by Wendy Studios. And the driver says, "I don't know what the hell is going on. I think she's losing her memory. Sometimes she doesn't know who I am." It's just so tragic. It's just so sad. Apparently the crew stopped filming Williams in April of 2023. That last month, she entered a treatment facility for cognitive issues. Her manager and jeweler, Will Selby, says in the film, her son reveals in the documentary that doctors have connected these issues to alcohol abuse. Really? Really? I mean, like, I don't know enough about it, but I didn't know, like, prolonged or alcohol addiction went with, like, memory or, like, cognitive issues. I know, like, you could black out, right? Like, you get fucked up, like, back in the day. I've blacked out a couple times, not recently, but I know you can, drink to that point and you black out and you have no memory. But then, I just didn't know that. That's crazy. Williams remains at the facility to this day, and her family says a court-appointed legal guardian is the only person who has unfettered access to her. The family says they don't know where she is and cannot call her themselves, but she could call them. Oh my God. Like, this is the time she needs her family the most. Okay, and who is this? The people who love her cannot see her, says Wendy's sister, and Alex's mom, Wanda, 65. I think the big question is, how the hell did we get here? Wow. This is so sad. Wendy loved doing the show, says a production source, and losing it just broke her. I could only imagine. I could only imagine. They talk about how she fainted back in 2017, kind of just going through her struggles that she's had. When she revealed she was going into the sober house in 2019. When she was isolating during COVID shutdown in her apartment. Apparently, her show's DJ Booth said he found her unresponsive at home and she was rushed to the hospital, and she needed several blood transfusions. And that November, Wendy's mom had passed. In 2022, this legal guardian was appointed. And this was because Wendy was caught on camera passing out at a Louis Vuitton store because she was under the influence. Then she went into a wellness facility for 2 months in September 2022. And it's just been a struggle since then. Jesus. So that's what's going on, you guys. And Lifetime started all, I'm happy to hear that Lifetime did start off filming this when she was semi in her right, well, I would hope in her right mind, because she was doing her podcast and about to launch that, which would have been, oh my gosh, everything. Because it would have been in the comfort of her home. She wouldn't really have to go anywhere if she didn't want to. She could do her thing, be completely Wendy, and we all would have loved it. Loved it. But it is so concerning that this legal guardian, whoever, you know, her family, her sister, like, they don't know where Wendy is. They don't have a number to call Wendy. Wendy can only call them. And if Wendy is going through this dementia, then if she's forgetting things, is she going to remember to call her family or remember, like, who they are? Like, this is just fucked. It's so fucked. And my heart goes out to Wendy, her family, her friends. It's really sad, and excuse me for being emotional. It's just like, it's horrible. And I've watched Wendy for years, and I've always thought she was so real. And I wasn't old enough to listen to her when she was on the radio, but I sure enough have listened back to the recordings of her with Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, the Judge. Oh God, that was a mess. He was really tripping that day. But she certainly has a legacy. She certainly has a legacy, and I'm really sorry to hear about this. I truly am, and I am going to watch the 2-part series that's supposed to be dropping this weekend, and it's going to be rough. So I don't know if I'm going to talk about it on here because I'm already all types of emotional, but from that clip with her and Black China, I'm just like, oh my goodness. Wow. 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 So I'm going to leave you guys there. I hope that you have a great rest of your Thursday, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.